They crowned their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Like the way you walk when you walk over there. All right, how you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for Thursday. It is Thursday. It is Thursday, September 21st. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Thirsty Thursdays. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by ATScalculator.com. Come and check out the ATS Calculator today and crunch the numbers for NFL Week number 3 or College Football Week number 4 using the ATScalculator.com. Also, check out my new book, The 24-Hour Rule. Come and learn about the fundamentals of sports betting, introduction to sports betting, understanding the psychology of betting. Also, the power, trends, and systems, the MVI, the Daily Market Value Index. Come learn about the ABCs of sports betting, the type of teams, and one of my favorite chapters right here, the strength of schedule. And you can get it today at atsstats.com, and you order your copy at amazon.com or .ca or wherever you go on Amazon. All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you're located on the World Wide Web. My name is Ron Raymond, a 5-time sports handicap champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Also founder of the Raymond Report. You can see the Raymond Report is based on value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and I use a money management system. And in the Raymond Report, we talk about what type of investor are you? Are you an instant gratification investor, meaning a short-term investor, you're only here for the short game, or you're a long-term savvy investor, and you want to learn about the key principles of the Raymond Report, and that talks about value and play the percentages. Man, I need another coffee here this morning. And looking at the 5 golden rules of sports betting. Number 1 rule, always remember the sportsbooks are not your friends. Less is more, and if you understand the ABCs, what we talked about here in the Raymond Report each and every day, and these are the ABCs of me, baby. Yeah, we talk about the A-type teams with a 60 or higher win percentage, B-type teams with a 50 or 59.9 win percentage, and C-type teams 49.9 or lower. Those are the types of teams you see in each league. And then also the rule number 4, try to avoid betting on teams that are in a bear cycle. So let's say Major League Baseball, teams 0-7, 1-6, 2-5 in the last 7 games. We classify that as a bear cycle. So you want to try to avoid those type of teams and maintain a disciplined money management system. We talk about that each and every day. And if you go right down to the bottom, you see here the charts and the units we recommend normally to bet on A, B, and C-type teams if they're in a bullish, neutral, or bear cycle, home and away. And you can get that today by going to the website atsstats.com, and once you get to the website, go to Learn Raymond Report System, and this is a nutshell snapshot of what the Raymond Report's all about. All right, off to a rough start here this morning. Not enough coffee here this morning, I guess, but hopefully you guys are having a better start than I am, and maybe you know what? Just a lot of number crunching. I don't know if you guys are like me when you get the mind fog and you've been crunching numbers, and then it's just like, all right, you slow down, Ron, and just let the thoughts catch up to the lips, and hopefully we'll have a really good show for you here today. All right, speaking of the show today, we're gonna talk about ABCs of the NFL. Also, I'm gonna give you my 3 world. Start hedging them on some of the prices, right? And good morning, Lee Clark. Lee Clark's in the house, and I'll give you a good morning, Lee.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, Lee Clark is in the house, and hope you're having a good morning, Lee. Who's Mizzou? The network. Show me the pearls, baby. Yeah, we got some pearls. We'll give you 3 Major League Baseball pearls in just a few minutes. But before we do, and also I'll go through the college football games. If you go to our YouTube channel, I did a preview show on the NFL for week number 3, and I also gave you guys the Thursday, Friday college football forecast, and I'll go through the Saturday forecast at the end of the show, and we'll get some football winners. But before we always do, let's go feed the ponies. 1 minute to post time. Any horse racing bettors out there? All right, get them in, get them out. Yeah, they're off and running today at Churchill Downs in Kentucky. $50,000 maiden claiming race, a 5 p.m. post time, 6 furlongs on the dirt. And we're going to recommend in race number 1 today at Churchill Downs, the number 8 horse, Summer Dance, with Peterson taking a ride on Summer Dance. Number 2 horse, Scrupulous, Tyler Gaffalione taking a ride on the number 2 horse, Scrupulous, 2-1 morning line on the 2 horse. And What a World, Morales taking a ride on the 3. What a World, 5-2 morning line on the number 3 horse. And your Joker's Wild, your value play of the day is the number 9 horse, No Violence, with Santana Jr. taking a ride here on No Violence, 5-1 morning line on the number 9 horse. 8-2-3 in race number 1 today at Churchill Downs, and your value play of the day. And you want to maybe do the double Dutch system here on the 9 horse, No Violence. And what you want to do is, let's say you got a $20 budget per race, put 10 to win, 10 to place on the 9 horse, No Violence, with Santana Jr. taking the ride. And if he comes in first, you get paid twice. Comes in second, you get paid once, which is also nice. And that is called the double Dutch betting system. Or if you want to go the traditional route and you want to bet exactas and trifectas in race number 1 today at Churchill Downs, I'm going to recommend an 8-2-2-3-3-9 exacta box. And if you're going to go trifecta, 8-2-3-9-2-3 trifecta box. Always remember to box those horses. And if you want all the free tip sheets, all the picks today here at Churchill Downs using the Raymond Report, you can go to the website, atsstats.com, go to the bottom, and or in the pull down menu right here. So you go to horses, tip sheet, in the pull down menu right at the top, you go to Churchill Downs for September 21st, and you will get all the picks and tips for Churchill Downs today for September 21st. And those are your horse racing selections. And as always, we always go feed the ponies. Last horse I bet was Black Tie Affair back in 1995. Hey, that's a little whiles ago there, Scott. Hey, I think the industry's changing. Hey, the industry's changing since there. That's well. Here's the most important question: did you win or lose? Hey, if you haven't bet since 1995 in the pony, I got a feeling you lost that bet and you said, "Screw it, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that anymore." Hey, that's my gut reaction. Or unless you really hit the payload and you said, "That's it, we're good, we're out of here." Hey.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, maybe that's what you did. All right, let's get on with the show, the SBI, the Sports Betting Index, and let's go to the SBI Insider Dashboard. If you're a member of ATS Stats, go to Dashboard, and then you go to your SBI, and then once you get to the SBI page, go to Major League Baseball, and then in Major League Baseball, you can see all the activities that happened the last 7 days, 30 days of the year. In fact, on the season, 57.6% of favorites won in Major League Baseball, which is kind of low compared to last year. I think last year we were at 61. So you know what? Maybe I'll do some research to see what the actual number is. But I got a feeling last year the favorites won at a higher clip. But looking yesterday in Major League Baseball, 8-7 was the favorites, 9-5-1 to the over, and 7-8 on the run line. In fact, we did win our underdog play of the day again yesterday. Kansas City Royals plus 1.5. And man, the dog days of summers are leaving us pretty quickly. And now we got NBA and NHL right around the corner. In fact, we got a preseason game here tonight or Sunday in Ottawa. The Leafs and Sens. I don't know if I'm ready for that mentally, but it is what it is, and it's here, and we're ready for it. Right, Stone Cold. Where's Stone Cold? Where's my? There we go.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Yeah, Stone Cold said that NHL hockey preseason is underway. All right, so last night, if you watched that Toronto Blue Jay game, man, what a pitcher's duel, Schmidt and Gosman right till the 6th inning, and then, man, the bullpen for the Yankees, they walked like, 4 guys. It was 1-0 going, like, I had the under in that game, and I was saying, okay, we're good. You're watching the game 1-0 going to the 8th inning. You say, okay, what can happen, right? Unless you're betting at Coors Field, then you don't even watch the game because you never know what happens at Coors. But so last night feeling good, and then it got a little too close for my comfort. 6-1 in the bottom of the 9th, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? Hey, I pulled a Krusty the Clown there.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, and then we finally got that third out, and then we can all breathe a little much easier, right? If you had the under last night in the Yankees and Blue Jays. But you know what? All right, so I'm going to start the show talking about Major League Baseball, and then I'm going to go into the college football and then CFL for my Canadian Football League fans. And but before we do get to my 3 World Series picks that I like, and I'm going with value. You guys know me. I like value. Shop for value, play to percentages. Let's take a look who's hot in the who's who in the zoo type thing. And what I did is I went to my smart database. I got a lot of databases here. And if you go to the dashboard, and people always ask me, hey, Ron, where's that database I used to play with? If you scroll down to the bottom, we got 4 databases: the regular database, the super database, smart database, and SOS database. This is the newest toy here in the toy box. And you want to check out the strength of schedule database. It's a really good one. I'll show you in a minute how you can use it. All right, so let's go to what I did is I pulled up all the hottest teams since September 1st in Major League Baseball, because when you look at last year, the World Series, right? Philadelphia and Houston. Philly came out of nowhere and really got, it's not how you start, right? The old cliche, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And the Phillies really finished strong last year. So let's see which team going into October is riding really a hot hand right now, right? And the one thing in baseball, and I'll talk about this when I give you guys my selections, when you're handicapping playoff baseball, it's all about pitching. To me, it's all about defense wins championships, right? And to me, which team has the best 3-person rotation, the 3-man rotation? And we'll talk about that in just 1 second. Yankees, yeah, thanks for coming out. 11-7 since September 1st. Boston, 6-13. Toronto Blue Jays, 12-6. Just don't like the pitching, the starting rotation. Not crazy about the starting rotation. The hitting, man, they can hit, but it's the pitching that I'm not too comfortable with. Baltimore, you know what? Baltimore had a great season. I just don't feel good about that starting 3. 12-7 though. They're coming in not bad. 12-7, right? Baltimore's been a great under the radar team. And when I mean under the radar, yeah, they're winning, but from a market psychology point of view, you say it's Baltimore, but do we trust Baltimore, right? And if you've been following us all year, we've been trusting them along with Tampa Bay, 11-8. Tampa Bay, man, you know me. I love the cash man, right? Kevin Cash. Hey, where's my straight cash?
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, there's one for Kevin Cash, 11-8. Minnesota, 12-7. The Twinkies, hey, don't look now. Just not crazy about that pitching rotation. Chicago White Sox, thanks for coming out. Kansas City, we'll see you next year. Hey, Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland, really disappointment this year, right? The Guardian fans, I know you guys are probably disappointed. Detroit, 11-7. Oakland, see you in Vegas. Seattle, 8-11. Yeah, you know what? Seattle's been a good team, but you know what? Going into the months of September, not good. Hey, not good. LA Angels, yeah, what a train wreck that is. 5-13. Texas, 9-10. Hey, Texas, they're showing in a marathon race, it's not too good. They're good in a sprint, right? But in a marathon, not so much. Houston, we have a problem. We're 8-10 in September. Not the way you want to head into the playoffs. 9-10 for Atlanta. Miami, 12-7. You know what? Gritty team. The Marlins. It's too bad Alcantara is injured right now or on the DL. Philadelphia, 9-10. Wish it was just a little bit better, but we'll talk about Philly in just a second. Washington, 6-12. New York Mets, 10-8. You got the Cubbies, 8-11. Cubbies were in August. Everybody thought, okay, here's the team. St. Louis, 9-9. Pittsburgh, 10-8. Cincinnati, 10-9. The Brew Crew, 12-7. You know what? The Brewers remind me of the Atlanta Braves of the 90s, right? Great regular season team, and then crickets in October. San Francisco, 6-12. Yeah, not really disappointing for the Giants. Dodgers, 10-8. Arizona, 12-7. You got Colorado, 7-12, and San Diego, 13-5. But San Diego, just taking a look at their record on the wild card situation, and San Diego, not Well, you know what? They're 75 wins, 78, but 79. So 4 games behind the wild card spot. Don't think it's going to happen for Padre fans. All right, let me give you guys my top 3 selections. I'm going to go with the obvious. Good morning, Ron. Let's not forget the CFL today. You know, Daryl Turner and the other brother Terrell. Yeah, I'll do that. Scott, the wild card race in the American League is Tampa Bay at 93. They will get in. Texas 84-68. Yep. 84-68 for Seattle. Toronto, tight race down the stretch. Yeah, it's going to, you know what? Looking at the Toronto Blue Jays, they're in tough, man. They got Tampa Bay and the Yankees in home and away record in games, right? Tampa Bay is going to be tough. Yankees, Toronto's always tough, right? But the Yankees, all right, here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to give you my number 1 selection and looking at the odds. And what I like Tampa Bay. My number 1 World Series pick is Tampa Bay. And the price tag I'm seeing on the Rays right now is, where's Tampa Bay? Plus 950, all right? So wherever you go get your odds, plus 950. I love the starting rotation here for Tampa. Well, love's a strong word. But I look at Tampa Bay's rotation, and you know what? Let's just take a look at the teams, right? So the teams in the standings, and I'll just bring this up back to Major League Baseball. Hey, you gotta have a Major League Baseball setting at least. Where's give me a baseball background here. Here we go, Cubbies. All right, so looking at the National League East right now, you got Atlanta 97-95, Dodgers 93-58, Milwaukee 86-66, and then you got the Phillies in the number 1 wild card spot 83-69, Arizona 81-72, and the Cubbies with the Marlins and Cincinnati fighting for that last playoff spot. Cubs 79-73, Marlins 79-74, and the Cincinnati Reds 79-75. And when you look at the American League conference divisions, you got Baltimore, number 1, 95-57. Houston, 85-68. Minnesota, 81-72. And then you got Tampa Bay, 93-60. Toronto, 85-67. And Seattle, 84-68. And really, Texas Rangers, the only team that has a shot to get a wild card spot. So those are the teams that we are handicapping right now. But when I look at the starting 3 rotations, so I went through, and I'm not going to go through all the rotations, but here's the top 3 teams that when I look at baseball betting playoffs, I look at the starting rotation, a 3-man rotation, right? Which 3 pitchers can I trust on these teams to give me at least a minimum of 5 innings? You know, if we can get 6 or 7 out of these guys, it's even better. And you know, obviously you need some hitting. But number 1, so here's my number 1 selection is Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay, to me, they're still the team. They're probably the number 1 team that I like to win the World Series at plus 950. You got Tyler Glasnow, Aaron Savali, and Zach Eflin. You know, and then after that, we get a little bit Zach Lytrell and Taj Bradley. You know, it's too bad McClanahan is still not there, but it is what it is. But I do like Tampa Bay. I think I think Tampa Bay would be my number 1 at plus 950. Number 2, I'm going to go back to last year's losing team in the World Series, the Philadelphia Phillies. When I look at that starting rotation for the first 3 pitchers for the Phillies, and let me just bring up their starting 3 right now. You got Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, and Taijuan Walker. Taijuan Walker's been having a really good year. In fact, when you look at his record, 15-5. ERA is a little high at 4.40. His whip's at 1.33. But looking at the Philadelphia Phillies, you can get the Phillies right now at plus 1,500. And my number 1 long shot to win the World Series, and I'm going strictly with pitching, Arizona. I love the Arizona Diamondbacks front 3 right now. In fact, when I look at their starting rotation for the World Series, well, the playoffs, Zach 10-gallon hat, Merrill Kelly, and then Brandon Pfaff. Then you got Zach Davies too, who can be in there. So I think when it comes to pitching, Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Brandon Pfaff, and you know what? Look at the price tag. Arizona plus 4,000. So, hey, we're not asking them to win the World Series at plus 4,000, even though it'd be nice. But just make the wild card, win a series, and then you can start hedging off that, right? So those are my top 3 World Series picks for 2023 to win the World Series. Tampa Bay, Philadelphia, and Arizona, my long shot. Now, consideration, I did have some consideration for Seattle, but just not feeling it right now. Minnesota, just don't, when I look at Minnesota and I look at their starting rotation, yeah, Sonny Gray is nice, But when you look at Pablo Lopez and who was the other one, Joe Ryan, it doesn't really, the experience doesn't really give me there. Loving the Rays on the run line today, says Ron Hahn. Hey, you can't argue with a guy named Ron. Morning, Ron and the gang with the big the muscles right there. But yeah, so those are my selections. Let me know what you guys think of those picks. And again, the obvious easy choice, yeah, you can go with the Dodgers, you can go with the Braves, and look at the Dodgers. They are what? Plus 425. The Braves 320. Houston 600. But what's the fun in that, right? There's more fun when you call a real long shot and it comes in, and then you feel like, wow, I feel good, right? So, yeah, looking at some of the other numbers, Marlins plus 5,000. Hey, you know what? In sports, you just never know. But I'm not going to back up the Marlins. Again, the Brew Crew at 1,900. I just don't trust that. I just don't trust Woody in the group when it comes to the playoffs. Like, to me, they're like the Braves of the '90s. Really good regular season team, and then in the playoffs, they disappear. But Phillies and Toronto, I'm a Blue Jay fan, but I just the inconsistency of the Blue Jays, I just can't do it. Even though I do like their team, the pitching, Gossman, the starting three. Now, let me see, if they had the playoffs starting today, you would have. Let me see here. Gossman, Chris Bassett, and Jose Barrios. Now, Bassett on the year, 14.8, 3.78 ERA. And looking at Jose Barrios, 11-10. Not a very great record. 3.49 ERA. Whip's pretty good at 1.18. But Kevin Gausman and Yusei Kikuchi, who's been really having a good year. He's on the 15-day DL, so they're probably saving him. But Gausman, look at that, 12-9. A 3.29 ERA. But yeah, I do like Arizona. I think Arizona would be my my long shot, but I love Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay is the team along with Philadelphia. Those are the three. You just want them to win around, and then you start hedging, and then you can make some money. All right, let's get to today's Major League Baseball while we are still talking about baseball. Hey. Yeah, holy cow, Harry. Let's get to those computer picks today for Thursday. It is a Thursday, September 21st, and you do have Monday Night Football tonight, the Giants and the 49ers. We'll see if the one thing with the Giants, you don't want to be down by 21 to the 49ers, because I don't think that comeback's going to be a 31-28 final like last week against Arizona. Yeah, you can do that against teams like Arizona, and but you're not going to do that against a team like San Francisco. So better get out of the gate early, as 88 would say. Hey, that's Michael Irvin, 88 out of the gate. So you better get out of the gate quick tonight if you do like the Giants. But San Francisco, man, they're a tough team. All right, Major League Baseball, there's the cash man at minus 250 today against the Halos. 250 is the line, 7.5 the total. I'm going to lean with the Tampa Bay Rays with Zach Eflin going up against Griffin Canning today for the LA Angels. 5.2 to 3.1. The over-under at 8.46. So we do like this game to go over the total. Looking at the Rays, last 10 games, 6-4 straight up, and against the to the over. Minus 220 was my line. Minus 250 is the price tag. So overvalued today against the Halos, who are struggling, as Joe. Struggling big time. I wouldn't touch that game if you like the Halos. I think Tampa Bay wins, but I can't lay 250. All right, Milwaukee taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals, man, what a bad year. It's a bad year when you trade your starter, your closer in the month of August or July. Was it the Hicks? Hey, last night when I saw Hicks come in the 8th, and I said, oh yeah, Cardinals. Man, I just had a little flashback of the St. Louis Cardinal fans say, yep. That was your guy, but he can bring it. Hey, doesn't he have like 104 in his fastball? Man, Hicks can really bring the smoke. All right, looking at the line, minus 110, and I do have the Cardinals winning today, 4.5. Oh, just lost a good. Yeah, YouTube puts all these commercials in there. You just got to press the ads things. All right, so 4.5 to 4.4, the over-under at 8.94. So we do have this game going over the total. And the Cardinals coming off an 8-2 loss last game to the Brew Crew. While the Brewers, 8-2, yeah. So yesterday, was this game 2 of the series, or maybe game 3? I don't know. I have to check the what game they are in the series. Miles Mikolas going up against Wade Miley of the Milwaukee Brewers. Did Miley used to pitch for Houston for some reason? I think he did, right? And today, yeah, we're going to go with the Cardinals. And again, the Cardinals 4-6 last 10, while Milwaukee 7-3 in their last 10 games. You got B bullish against C neutral, your Kogo at 42%. Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total. Atlanta Braves taking on the Washington Nationals. Hey, the Nationals looked like the Commanders last night, putting a touchdown. Oh, let me see, a touchdown and 2 field goals. 13-3 was the final. Atlanta, yeah, not having a good month. What did we say here when we looked at the Atlanta Braves? What was their record in the last? Was it losing a record? 10-18 or something, or 10 and let me see. Atlanta, where is Atlanta? Atlanta, I don't think they're having a winning. Yeah, 9-10 in the months of September. Holy cow, what's going on?
Holy cow!
Yeah, that's why I don't, and I really don't like their starting 3 for the rotation in the World Series or the playoffs. -250 is the line, and having said all that, we're gonna go Atlanta today. 5.2 to 3.3, the over/under at 8.58. Max Fried against Jake Irvin today for the Nationals, and we're going to give Atlanta a 62.3% chance of winning here against the Nationals. All right, Lee Clark, thank you. Game number 3 is a getaway day, probably getaway day for the Brew Crew and the St. Louis Cardinals. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate that. Hey, that's what I love about the bullpen. They always have my back, and there's Lee. Good job. All right, let me see, 62.3%. And the last 2 games have gone over the total. Your Kogo's at 48%. Line value, -203. So, yeah, overvalued today. And you know what, though? The way that the Braves been playing, maybe you play Washington on the run line. New York Mets taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies going to send Ranger Suarez to the hill against David Peterson, the lefty. The Mets going into this game off an 8-3 win over the Marlins. And for the Philadelphia Phillies, we got them listed at -165 is the price tag. I had them listed at -197 on my VI, my value index. And you can see they are getting a bit of a discount today at home at Citizens Bank Park against the Mets. And we do have the Mets losing this game. Philly, 4.8. New York, 4.1. The over-under at 8.94. So we do have this game flying over the total. And the last 2 games for Philadelphia have gone over the total. Toronto Blue Jays off a big win last night in the Bronx. 6-1 was the final. And today they're going to send Jose Barrios to the hill against the Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole, let me go see his numbers so far on the season. So let's go to today's lineups. Let's get Garrett Cole's. 13-4. You know what? Still having a great year. 13-4, a 2.81 ERA. That's a true ace right there. And he'll be asked to stop the bleeding right now because the Yankees on a 3-game losing streak, while the Blue Jays, they're coming in hot on a 5-game win streak. No Vladdy Guerrero yesterday. He was out with a knee injury, and we'll see if Vladdy is back here tonight. And Toronto 6-4 in the last 10. Same thing for the Yankees. You know, Yankees were good until Toronto hit the town. It was like when Seattle came to, or Texas came to town for Toronto last week. You know, Toronto was really doing well, and then Texas came to town and they just put the boots to them, right? The old woodshed series. They took them out behind the woodshed and they said, all right, that's it, get out of here. And then they did really well in the next series. But doing well again, 5-game win streak. And today it's going to be tough though. Garrett Cole, he's having a great year again. And looking at the forecast, we do have the Yankees winning 4.3 to 3.9. The over-under listed here at 8.32. And yeah, so we do have this game going over the total. If you like the Blue Jays, I'd recommend the run line. All right, Baltimore Orioles taking on the Cleveland Guardians. And looking at the line, okay, so let me see the latest line here. I know this is a line I had this morning. There was no line when I did the line. So let me see if I'm really in tune with the bookmakers here. Still, okay, Baltimore. Whoa, I was really off. -175. All right. 175 is the line. 4.6 to 4.2. The over-under at 8.92. So we do have this game going over the total today at Progressive Field. Nicholas Handy with a peace sign. Hey, good morning, Nicholas. Thanks for tuning in to the Raymond Report. And for that, you get a Ric Flair. All right. I like the Phillies today, says Ron Hahn. Yeah, Phillies, eh? Let me see here with the Phillies. Yeah, you know what? Ranger Suarez, Peterson, yeah, the Mets. Both New York teams are just mailing it in right now. All right, Baltimore 4.6, 4.2. And I do have the over-under at 8.92. So I do have it flying over the total. Cleveland, man, struggling. Hey, Joe?
Struggling.
Yeah, they're on a 3-game losing streak, and they are 4-6 in the last 10. And for Baltimore, Grayson Rodriguez is going to go here, the lefty. I believe he's a lefty. Grayson Rodriguez, no, righty. It's 6-4, a 4.5 ERA. Not a great ERA, but yeah, you got to tip your hat to the Baltimore Orioles. What a season they had, right? 95-57. But what's the record of the Tampa Bay Rays? They were the first game. 93. So they got 2 games ahead of the let me see here. Yeah, 2.5 games ahead of the Tampa Bay Rays. So it's going to be a good American League East is always fun to watch, right? I've been watching American League East since the 80s. And always fun division to watch. Pittsburgh taking on the Chicago Cubs. Cubbies a 165 favorite, 8.5 is the total. You have Kyle Hendricks going up against Johan Oviedo for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and we're going to lean with the Cubbies. 4.8 to 4, the over-under at 8.83. So we do have this game going over the total. Last 2 games have gone over for both these teams. Cubbies, though, you know what? 79 and 73 on the year, 71 and 81 for Pittsburgh. They're 5-5 in the last 10. Cubs, though, not a month of September to remember. Not like it was in August. In fact, what was the record for the Cubbies in August? Yeah, let me go to my super database because we can do that. Hey, where's my? You know what's coming, eh, Scott? Here we go. We're going to the super database. There we go. So this way, when I'm searching, I'll give you guys a little bit of music. All right, month of August. All right, the flute. I hate the flute. All right, let me go here, and let's go current season. All right, that's enough of that. Hey, that's enough of that. 18 and 9. Wow. Hey, holy cow. Hey, Harry. Where's my Harry Carey?
Holy cow!
Yeah, what happened? What happened to the Cubbies? 18 and 9, and then not good. All right, Cubbies 4.8 to 4, and that over under at 8.83. Detroit taking on the Las Vegas Athletics. I mean the Oakland Athletics, and Detroit a minus 185 favorite. 7.5 is the total. Wow, 7.5. That's a little low total. That's a low total. Let me see what some of the bookmakers have here. Yeah, 7.5. Wow. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, 185. Santa, who do you got here? Tarek Skubal against Luis Medina. Hey, and then let me see here. We got 4.6 to 3.67. The over/under at 8.31. You know what? If it looks like a hey, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a dog, it's not a duck, right? That looks funny. That looks funny to me. That line. I don't know about 7.5. That total. That total. This yeah. That smells trap all day long. And Oakland coming in on a 7-game losing streak, while the last 2 games for the Tigers have gone under the total. And what's the over-under record for both these teams? 80 and 66. And then you got 71, 74. Maybe it's Skubal. Maybe because of Skubal. What's Tarek? 6 and 3, 3.25 ERA. Yeah, because it's not Luis Medina. 3.9, a 5.56 ERA. You know, when a pitcher has an ERA of 5.56 and you see 7.5, if your radars don't go up, then you're not a very sharp handicapper, I think, or sports bettor. All right, San Francisco taking on the LA Dodgers. Your last game of the day or the night. First pitch is at 10:10 Eastern, and minus 185 is the line. 9 is the total. We're going to lean with the Dodger Blue in this one with Emmett Sheehan over Kyle Harrison. And 5.1 to 3.7, the over-under at 8.94 and you can see that 4 here. Last 4 games for the Giants have gone over the total, while the last 2 games for the Dodgers have gone under. Dodgers 7-3 in their last 10 games, and 70% of the Giants' last 10 games have gone over the total. And that is your Major League Baseball report, brought to you by the Raymond Report. Guys, don't forget, go to atsstats.com, go to matchup, and once you hit this matchup button right here, go to Major League Baseball. And if you scroll down to the bottom of the, and this is all free, and this is probably one of the, it is, I can tell you from the stats, this is the most popular section on the website, is our free matchup reports. And the reason why it's popular, if you scroll down, you get a lot of great trends. Like, did you know that the Tampa Bay Rays are 17-4 as a home team during day games this season? You know what? Even though 17-4 is a great number, it's like, wow, they played 21 day games. That's the first thing that sticks out to me. But those are the type of stats and trends you get with the Raymond Report. So let me see the Yankees and the Blue Jays. And this is, I love this section right here. And you know what? This is another good section. So the PVI SOS, the parity value strength of schedule, tells you the type of teams, right? B-type teams with a 50 to 59.9 win percentage in the Raymond Report. Neutral 2 days. So that means they're either 4-3, 3-4 last 7, and they've been that for 2 days. But they're only 7-16 against B-type teams at home, while the Blue Jays are 20-10 against those B-type teams. So that's where you can use the Raymond Report. In fact, when you go to your dashboard, let's go back to the dashboard. Let's go right here. And let's go to Major League Baseball. Actually, is right here. And I'm going to show you another tool you can use when you're handicapping. And it's good for all sports, not just Major League Baseball. In fact, if you go to, like, say if you love the NFL and you want to see tonight the Giants. So New York's playing an A-type team. I'm sure we can all agree San Francisco is going to be a team that's an A-type team this year, right? A team with a 60 or higher win percentage. So you go to NFL and you look at the G-men. All right, let's take a look at the Giants. All right, on the road, and they're facing an A-type team. And let's go last 7 games. The last 7 games that the Giants have played a team with a record of 60% or higher, they're 2-5 straight up. Man, here's the surprising thing. They beat 2 teams with A-type records on the road. All right, and that was let me see here. Who did they beat on the road? So they beat Minnesota. Okay, yeah. Minnesota was last year. Were they really an A-type team? That's what you got to ask yourself, right? And then what was the other one? They beat the Packers. Okay, hey. And 5-2 against the point spread. Now the average line for the Giant was plus 7.5. So what you do is, if you want to see if you have line value, you can see the Giants 9.5 point underdog here tonight. What's the latest line? I know it was that earlier in the week. So what's the latest line on the Giants tonight? 10.5. So that line went from 9.5 to 10.5, and the average line for the Giants is plus 7.5 against those A-type teams, and the average forecast, the total, is 45.3, and we got 44. So this game could go over the total, and the average score is 26-19. So if you do the math, what is that, 45? So yeah, so it's going to be close to the number, and the number is 44. So it could go over the total tonight. So something you want to consider, but that's how you handicap the strength of schedule. All right, let me see what the bullpen is saying right now. Good morning, team. Morning, F for fantastic. I like those McCaffrey rushing yards over 78.5, says Scott. Yeah, you know what? The more I talk to bettors, and more people are betting personal props, right? Like McCaffrey, quarterbacks, interceptions. It's just it's amazing how the prop. And if you're an old school bettor like I am, I go with the less is more theory, right? I just think once you start getting into prop betting, like individual passing yards, interceptions, it to me that's like Super Bowl props, right? And it's a whole different. It's just another way to me. It's just another way to lose money quicker. Hey, I know that you're saying, well, Ron, you're the glass half empty. Well, you just got to be a realist, right? If you're handicapping props, it's like investing. What resources, where are you getting your information, your knowledge to make a smart, wise decision, right? And I don't know if there's thousands of fantasy websites out there to really track those props. But again, to me, it's like, was it analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis, whatever that saying is. When you got so much to really handicap and look at, and then you just like, wow, it's just great. Like when I look at football and I look at the coordinators and I see they got these big call sheets, I'm like, how do they do? Like, how do you process all that in 40 seconds between plays, right? Like that's the one thing that I'm a coordinator, and when I'm calling a game, I minimize things. I just I wish I had my call sheet to show you guys, but it's just you got to go in with less is more. Do your homework, find the tendencies of the other team you're not handicapped, but you're coaching against, and then have a game plan, right? Have a game plan. But when I see these coordinators and they got these big sheets, I'm like, jeez, I can just imagine the wristband of the quarterbacks. Like, our quarterbacks have a 30-play wristband. In the NFL, I bet you they got like 130. Hey, when you look at the wristband, I just don't know how you can process a play. You have 150 plays on your call sheet, and then you got like 150 plays on the quarterback's wristband, and you got to process and come up with a play in not even 40 seconds, because that's the play clock, right? So once the play stops, the 40-second clock starts, and then all of a sudden you're looking at your play call sheet, 2nd and 3. Okay, what do I got for 2nd and 3? Do I do a running game? Do I do a short pass game? Do I take a chance, go over top? Maybe if I miss it, I got 3rd and 2 after. These are the things you're thinking about as a coordinator, right? But when I see these coordinators with these friggin' Bible long friggin' call sheets, I'm like, I don't know how they do it. All right, let's stick to football. Let's go to college football. And any of you guys football coaches out there? I would love to hear if you guys are football coaches. If you are, what position do you coach? Hey, I would love to hear if you guys coach football, and if you do, what position do you coach? Hey, I always love to hear what other coaches coach, right? I'm a quarterback coach by trade, but also an offense coordinator. All right, let me see here. Let's go to college football. And if you guys follow the YouTube channel, you know that I posted the picks earlier in the week for all the Thursday. So I did these games here, and I also gave you guys the Army game. I really like Army this weekend against Syracuse. All right, let's go to this Saturday. You got Virginia taking on Marshall. Now, we got a lot of games here, and I got some NFL I want to bring into the CFL I want to do into the equation here. And tomorrow we'll do NFL because Gil Melendez will be on the show, and Gil will be at with us at 10:30, and Gil will give us an update on his tip sheet, the double coverage report. And again, you guys want to check out Gil's report at frogtownsports.com. All right, we got the Hokies losing here as a 4.5-point underdog. We got Marshall 22, Virginia Tech 20, over under lining on 43.2. Kentucky taking on Vanderbilt. We got the Wildcats winning as a 13.5-point favorite, 32-17. The over-under at 49.5. We got Western Kentucky taking on the Troy Trojans. We got the Trojans winning as a 3.5-point favorite, 31-25. The over-under at 57.2. Tulsa taking on Northern Illinois. We got the Huskies winning this one, 30-25. The over-under at 55.6. So we do have it going over the total. We got SMU taking on TCU. Hey, the abbreviation game. Hey, the three-letter. Hey, SMU TCU. Somebody with a U is going to win, and it's going to be. Oh, look at that. 31 for SMU, 30.14 TCU. The over-under landing on 61.1. That's kind of funny. SMU, TCU. And, yeah. All right, let me see. SMU, 52.6% chance of winning compared to 33.3 for the Horned Frogs. Rutgers taking on the Michigan Wolverines. I think this will be Harbaugh's last game he sits out. He'll be back next week. We got Michigan, a 24-point favorite in this one, 31-13, the over-under at 44.5. And looking at Rutgers off a 35-16 win over the Hokies. While Michigan, man, play somebody. Hey, the whole Big Ten, it's as if they don't play anybody. Michigan winning this one here, 31-13, the over-under at 44.5. Sooners taking on the Cincinnati Bearcats. We got Oklahoma winning this one, 38-21, the over-under at 59.6. Florida State hung on last week for the win against the Eagles, Boston College. Man, you know what? You didn't really expect that, right? A tight game like that, 31-29 with the Seminoles over the Eagles. And Clemson Tigers, Florida Atlantic, big deal, 48-14. And this weekend, look at the line. -2.5 for the Seminoles, and we do have a tight game here. Florida, 30.52 to 30.05. The over-under at 60.57. I'm going to take Florida State here and take them on the money line. Auburn taking on the Texas A&M Aggies. I do like Auburn this weekend. But the computer pick here likes the Aggies to win 30-22 and the over-under at 53.6. But you know what? I kind of like the Tigers in this one. I just don't trust Jimbo Fisher and his Aggies right now. Like Florida State under, says Daryl Turner. Western Michigan taking on Toledo. Toledo, a 29-point favorite. We got the Rockets winning 38-18, the over-under at 57.3. We got Georgia Southern over Ball State, 32-24, over-under at 56.7. Ohio taking on Bowling Green. And we got the Falcons losing to the Bobcats, 27.9 for Ohio, 16.2 for Bowling Green, the over-under at 44.1. Duke taking on the UConn Huskies. And we got the Blue Devils winning 35-12, the over-under at 47.9. Florida Atlantic taking on the Illini. They're fighting Illini. And Illinois not having a really good year like last year. We got them winning, though, 29-15, the over-under landing on 44.4. Maryland taking on Michigan State. We got the Terps winning this one, 32-19, over-under at 51.4. You know, when you lose your coach, right, you think of Northwestern and Michigan State, the way they lost their coach. It's really tough for the players on the season, right? Because now it's just disruption. Hey, when you think of when your coaches get fired like that or they leave, and right before a season, it's the disruption. I feel bad for those players. New Mexico taking on UMass. I have the the Minutemen, 27-23 for UMass against the Lobos, and the over-under landing on 51.6. You got Miami Hurricanes taking on Temple. Temple's been pretty good. And we got the Hurricanes winning here 35-15. The over-under at 51.8. BYU taking on Kansas. I really like the Jayhawks this weekend. 32-22, got them winning by 10. Over-under landing on 55.8. Boston College taking on Louisville. We got the Cardinals winning this one, 33-22. The over-under at 55.6. Colorado and Oregon. Now, the analytics, and this is all based on analytics. Oregon 44, Colorado 22. The over-under at 67.8. Now, going into this game, Colorado, they've I don't know. I wouldn't say overachieved, but they've done very well. Like going into, and this seems like when you think they're down, they always come out and find a way to win. Good teams find a way to win. Bad teams always find a way to lose. It's going to be tough in Eugene this weekend, but Colorado, I think Colorado getting 20 points. Man, I had the line at minus 12 right here on my value index, and I got Colorado plus 23. Now, that's based on prior teams of these the Buffaloes, but no Travis Hunter. Shedeur Sanders looking really good, looking like an NFL pro quarterback right now. And man, it's gonna be tough. Bo Nix against Sanders. What a great quarterback matchup. And it's a 3:30 game, right? 3:30. The student body is gonna be there in Oregon. It's gonna be a very hostile environment. It's gonna be tough. I think I agree with you, Daryl. I think Colorado could cover, but Oregon, just that tradition. What is it, Aztec Stadium they call it? But man, this is going to be a great game. And I love what Coach Prime has done in Colorado. I'm cheering for him, and I'm cheering for the team. But they're in tough this weekend. They're really in tough. And Colorado's must-see TV. I just love watching them play. The offense coordinator for Colorado, very creative. I love what he's doing on his adjustments. So I do like Colorado, but it's going to be tough. I think Oregon gets the W. Alabama taking on Mississippi. Now, Alabama made a coaching change this week. Yeah, and you're right, Daryl. Waiting. Yeah, USC going back to this Colorado game. You got Oregon, and then you got USC on deck. That's but you know what? That's what Coach Prime wants. He wants to challenge those guys. And hey, I say it all the time to our players. The most important play in football is the next play. The most important game in football is the next game. You can't be looking ahead to USC. You got to take care of Oregon. But hey, it's great for football, right? I got Alabama winning this weekend, 32-23. The over-under at 55.3. I don't think I'll touch another Alabama game this year. Just it's not Alabama. Let's be honest. This is not the Crimson Tide we're used to, right? You go to South Florida and you win 17-3. That's all I got to say. Hey, if I told you 2 years ago you're going to South Florida and you're going to come out with a 17-3 victory, you'd be like, are you nuts? It's going to be like 57-3. But that's you want a good tip? Don't bet another Alabama game this year. Just wait till next year. Texas Tech taking on West Virginia. Hey, the backyard brawl went to the Mountaineers 17-6. This weekend, the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Hey, that's where when you think of Texas Tech, I think of air raid, right? The air raid offense. And I do have the air raid winning this weekend. Texas Tech 28-23. The over/under at 51.7. You got Louisiana Tech taking on Nebraska. All right, Matt Rule's got those tough games out of the way with Minnesota and Colorado, and we got them winning this weekend 34-13. The over/under at 47.6. UCLA, Chip Kelly, hey, doing good work there against Utah. Going to be tough. I got the Utes. Did you say Utes? Yep. The Utes winning 27-22. The over/under at 49.6. Oklahoma State taking on Iowa State. Hey, everybody, my good friend Ryan Austin there was Cowboys right there. 22-16. The over/under at 38.4. I got Rice. Rice has been a team I've been, if you've been a member of ATS, I've been riding them a lot. South Florida winning this weekend 30-29, the over-under at 59.1. But you know what? I do like Rice again. Look at that. Hey, Rice in South Florida, and they're the favorites, right? Think what the bookmaker's thinking. They're thinking, oh, you know what? Think about it this way. If they put South Florida a 2.5 point favorite, 70% of the bettors are going to be on South Florida. So what they've done is they made Rice the favorite to make you think about it, right? So that's the way I'm looking at it. So I do like Rice this weekend. UTSA, hey, off that loss to the Army Black Knights last Friday. We'll see what they do against Tennessee. Tennessee off a Gator loss, 29-16 was the final there. 41-19 for the Vols, and we'll see what happens in Tennessee. 61.1 is the total. Eastern Michigan against Jacksonville State. We got Jacksonville State winning 26-24. The over-under at 50.86. Central Michigan taking on the Jaguars. We got South Alabama winning this one over the Chippewas. 31-18, the over-under at 49.6. Liberty taking on Florida International. Not the same, without Hugh Freeze, not the same type of Liberty Flames, but they're doing a good job, though. 3-0. 3-0 on the season, and we do have Liberty winning for 34-22, the over-under at 56.6. Georgia Tech against Wake Forest. We got the Demon Deacons winning 32-26, the over-under at 59.5. Oregon State, Washington State. Hey, that's going to be a great game. We got the Beavers winning by 1. I kind of like Washington State plus the points here. 29-28, the over-under at 57.9. Gators taking on the 49ers. We got Florida beating Charlotte 38-10, the over-under at 48.8. We got Sam Houston State against Houston. You got 26-12, the final, over-under at 38.8. We got to change that logo. It's the Houston Cougars. Nevada taking on Texas State. The Bobcats 38, Wolfpack 19, the over-under at 58.5. Southern Miss against Arkansas State. We got Southern Miss winning this one 25-19, the over-under at 45.3. Colorado State, we'll see how they do after that loss to Colorado, the interstate. Is this a letdown factor? Is this a letdown factor for the Rams? Even though they didn't win, the emotional, hey, let's be honest. When is the next time we're going to be talking about Colorado State? Right, like you were in the prime game of the week last week because of Colorado, and we'll see how they handle it this week. They played very well. You know what? They could have won that game. They should have won maybe 26-28 for Middle Tennessee State. So we do like the Blue Raiders winning this 54.8. App State against Wyoming. There you go, Scott. -3 for your Cowboys. 42.5 is the total. And we do have Wyoming winning this one 25-20. You'll run it at 46.2, but be careful. App State, right? Let's be honest. When did we really learn about App State? If you're somebody my age, it was that Michigan game, right? Like, where's Appalachian State? That's the first thing I said that weekend. Where's Appalachian State? I'm sure a lot of you guys were the same way, right? When they beat Michigan. Man, you don't see those too often. All right, Stanford taking on Arizona. And we do have the Wildcats beating the Cardinals 37-21, the over-under at 58.5. LSU taking on Arkansas. 38-22 is the final for the Tigers. 60.3 is the total here. And Penn State, a lot of people are talking about Penn State being like a under-the-radar team to be in the national championship game. I don't know about that. Drew Aller has been all right. 27-13 final here, 41.6. And we'll see what happens after this weekend. Memphis taking on Missouri. Missouri, our underdog play of the week last weekend. We had them beating Kansas State 30-27. Had to sweat it out a bit for the money line, but they won straight as an underdog. And we do have the Tigers beating the other Tigers. The battle of the Tigers. 27.6 for Missouri. 24.1 for Memphis, the over-under at 51.7. Texas taking on Baylor. We got the Longhorns winning in Waco, 33-15, the over-under at 49.1. Buffalo taking on the Raging Cajuns. We got the Bulls losing to UL Lafayette, 33-23, over-under at 56.9. Man, these college football never end. Hey, it's like these games. Like, you're sitting there doing the games. Like, okay, where are we on the scrolling list here? We still got about 20 more games to go here. Hey, holy cow!
Holy cow!
Hey, how about our offense?
When are we going to put it together?
Need a break there.
Can we not run the ball down there?
Easy there, Rex. All right. 33-23, the over-run at 56.9. We got Akron taking on Indiana. We got the Hoosiers winning this one 30-17, the over-run at 47.5. There's the game of the week right here. Ohio State at Notre Dame. The Buckeyes a 3-point favorite. 55.5 is the total. You know what? Everywhere I look, everybody's on Notre Dame. Everybody's on Notre Dame. Be careful. Be very, very careful. If you like Ohio State, take them on the money line. I got Ohio State winning the game 25.7 to 25.07. Over-under landing on 50.77. So we do have it going under the total. But I don't think Ohio State and at least Notre Dame is playing teams, right? Navy, so we'll see what NC State. At least they're playing people, right? Playing good teams. But, maybe that's the way you do it, right? You get your breathers in September, and then you ramp it up. Hey, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So we do have Ohio State winning. Mississippi State taking on the Gamecocks, South Carolina. I got South Carolina winning as a 6.5 point favorite. 27-22, the over-under at 50.9. Minnesota taking on Northwestern, the Golden Gophers 23. The Wildcats 13, the over-under at 37.7. Central Florida taking on Kansas State. I do have the Knights winning this one. No, I have the Wildcats winning 26-22, the over-under at 49.1. James Madison taking on the Utah State Aggies. I got the James Madison winning 33-26, the over-under landing on 59.4. Pitt taking on North Carolina. I got the Tar Heels winning 32-21, the over-under at 54.2. 84% chance of winning for the Tar Heels. UTEP taking on UNLV. 23-24 for the Rebels. So we got the Rebels winning on the road as a 2.5 point favorite. Just like the Rice game, right? That line in that matchup's like the Rice matchup, right? And we got the total landing on 48.5. Cal taking on Washington. The Huskies, a 20.5 point favorite. I like Cal. I took Cal plus the points here. 37-17, the over-under at 54.8. USC taking on the Sun Devils. We got, wow, I'm going to have to regenerate that stat. That looks like a low one there. But I'll regenerate that stat. It's not going to be 18-12, so I got to regenerate that stat, see what happened. 39-10, Fort Fresno against Kent State Golden Flashes. So I got that total landing on 49. New Mexico State against Hawaii, and that's your last game of the evening on Saturday night. 33-27, the finals for the Warriors, and we got the total landing on 60.34. Woo! Holy cow. I gotta save my voice for practice tonight, eh? I'm gonna have to more call signs on the hands tonight. Save my voice. All right, let's get to the CFL, the Canadian Football League, and we do have 4 games on the docket. Why don't I just do this, Ron? Come on, eh? Be smart. Work smarter. All right, USC first half spread and first half over. Daryl Turner also likes University of North Carolina over. South Carolina wins, says Daryl. UCF versus Kansas State on there, Ron. UCF, yeah, I gave that out. Kansas State, it was there, the Central Florida. Texas blowout. Missouri roll, says Daryl. Penn State is decent, yeah, but I still like Texas, though. I do like your Texas pick. All right, let's go to the Canadian Football League, and we got Saskatchewan here in Ottawa. I won't be able to go to that game because I got a game Friday night, so Mrs. Coach was going to be at that game. And, yeah, I got -2.5 the line, 44.5 is the total. I do have Ottawa. Wow, look at that. Hey, holy cow. How about our offense? Let's see if it's going to show up here on Friday night. Ottawa just man. Anyway, I'm not gonna put myself in a bad mood. I'm gonna stay positive. 23.4 to 22.4 the over/under, landing on 45.8. We had I think it was a 19-point lead in the fourth quarter last week against BC, and we lost that game. Saskatchewan last, let me see here, 20. Yeah, so we do have Ottawa winning 23-22, the over-under at 45.8. BC Lions taking on the Edmonton Elks. We got BC 27, Edmonton 20, the over-under at 48.02. Montreal taking on the Calgary Stampeders. We do have the Stamps winning this game 23-20, the over-under at 44.6. Hamilton taking on Toronto. We got the Toronto Argonauts winning this one 28-20, the over-under at 48.4. And looking at the, I gotta check out the stats here because I saw. Let me go to the rain report. I don't know what happened to the last game played. We played BC, not Toronto. I thought we played BC last. Yeah, we played BC, so I'm going to have to look at the stat. Why? 41-37. We had like a 19-point lead in that game in the fourth, and we lost the game 41-37. And we lost our kicker, too, Lewis Ward. He's out for the season with a shoulder injury. All right, so I do like Ottawa 23-22. The value index, what did I have the value index at? +4, and we're getting +2. So, you know what? If you like Saskatchewan, take the money line. If you like the Ottawa Redblacks, take the points. But hey, buyer beware. Ottawa's on a 7-game losing streak. All right, BC and Edmonton. I don't know why those stats didn't generate properly. 27-20, the line value on the game. Look at this. When Edmonton's at home against a A-type team, like the BC Lions, they're 0-10 the last 10, 3-7 against the number. And you know what? BC's tough. BC's tough, but I thought Edmonton's been playing a little bit better of late. Yeah, 3-2 in the last 10. You know what? I still don't trust them. I still don't trust the Edmonton Elks. Eh? I still don't trust them. Toronto taking on Hamilton. That'll be a good game. It's always a good game between the Tiger-Cats and the Argonauts. And I had the Argos at minus 4.7. They're overvalued here at 9.5. And don't look now, Hamilton on a 2-game win streak. And last time these two teams met, I thought Hamilton won. Hamilton 28-41. What did he say? Okay, 29. Yeah, they beat Winnipeg. Wow. They beat the best team in the CFL last week, 29-23. That's a big win for the Tiger-Cats beating Winnipeg. And was that game in? No, it was in Hamilton. Yeah, I was going to say, if that game's in Winnipeg, wow, Hamilton's really good. But this is going to be a tough one. But the thing is, Toronto's really, when you look at the record, 7-3 last 10 or 7-2-1? Thought there was a tie in there. Let me see. Was there a tie? 32, 30, no. Yeah, it should be 7-3 straight up and against the number. And Hamilton, when they travel to, they're 6-4 against the point spread. You know what? Hamilton plus the points might be worth a look here. Hamilton plus the points might be worth a look. And then the final game of the on the weekend, you got Montreal, Calgary, Edmonton. Oh, yeah, we're really messed up here. That's not Edmonton. It's the game number. That's it. I'm going to have to redo this. All right, so there you have. That's your CFL. But again, if you're a member, the game numbers are messed up, so that's why it's a little bit messed up. But hey, what do you expect when you're a one-man show, right? All right, so there you have it, folks. Before you go, let's get to the...
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
Yeah, I got practice tonight, in fact, Alan, so I'll be at practice tonight. But in the meantime, I'll give you the 8% Club Stats. 8% Club Stats brought to you by the Raymond Report. You can get the Raymond Report each and every day right here at atsstats.com. Did you know that the Chicago Cubs are 9-1 as a home team coming off a game where they allowed 13 runs against? Wow, 13 runs against. Did they lose by 13? Last 10 years, that's good for 90%. The Cubs are 9-1. That is a lot of... Was the final score last night? 13? Oh, yeah, it was 13-3 or something like that, wasn't it? Geez, I got to go look at that one. Hey, where's the Cubbies? Cubbies, what was the final score? Bring up the Rain Report last game. Yeah, lost 13-7. Holy cow. Hey, where's my Harry Carey? Hey, when you see a score, like you see a stat like that, it's like, what? 13 against. Hey, and you're supposed to be in the wild card race. Dodgers 30-6 as a home team playing on a Thursday last 4 years. Pretty good. The Braves 9-2 as an away team coming off a game where they allowed 6 runs against last game. That's good for 81.8%. 9-2 in the season. That's pretty good for the Atlanta Braves. And the Orioles 17-4 as an away team coming off an under this season. That's good for 80%. Tampa Bay Rays 17-4 as a home team during day games this season, which is very good. And there you have it. That is your 80% club stats. Only a few games, so that's why there's less stats here today. All right, if you missed my prediction for the 3 wild, I wouldn't say wild card, I'd say long shots to win the World Series. My number 1 pick, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's number is at 950 plus 950. Number 2, Philadelphia Phillies. I like the Phillies at plus 1500. And my number 1 long shot to win, Arizona, with that 3-man rotation of Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, and Brandon Pfaff at plus 4,000. I think that's a pretty good price for 3 decent pitchers right there. And when it comes to baseball betting, guys, it's all about pitching. It's all about pitching, right? So we'll see if that pans out. All right, tomorrow, Gil the Thrill Melendez will be on the show. The double coverage report will go through Gil's tip sheet. And again, if you go to his website, frogtownsports.com, just click on this banner right there. It's going to take you to Frogtown Sports. And Gil has his double coverage report. And Gil's, hey, you know what? He's been solid since he's been on. He's been giving you guys some good winners. And we'll talk to Gil about that tomorrow. All right, folks, have yourself a great rest of your Thirsty Thursday. And Steele self-destructed, gave up 6 in 3 innings. Nobody wants the Cy Young except for Blake Snell. Yeah, good call, Scott. Great call. All right, folks, have yourself a great rest of your day. And always remember the number 1 golden rule of life.
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
And that's the way we like it, right? We're going to have a lot of fun, and we'll be back on the show tomorrow. Have a lot of fun tomorrow with Gil the Thrill Melendez on a Football Friday. Harry Carey, let's get out of here.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
To be the man, you've got to beat the man.
Joe owned the Chiefs.
Owns
I don't know.
Struggling.
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Straight cash, homie.
Holy cow!
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here? Woo! If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.